All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Got a phone call, and I don't know how to pause this, so it just ended the last stream. So maybe I'll just delete that video in the queue, once I'm done here. But really, you just missed warm up reps. So we're about to get our last warm up set in for deadlift, and we'll pick up where we left off. So that's 495. Just add these little guys. Oh, we're up to 500. So once again, since I interrupted the stream, it's 500 pounds. We're going for doubles. Last set is going to be as many reps as possible, and that is going to be set number 3. So we're doing 3x2 today. We're going to chalk up and then we'll let it rip. All right. Set 1. And I'm going to get back. So, admittedly, that feels heavy today. Whew. I got one more set of 2, and the next one is as many reps as possible. 2 weeks ago, I got 505 for 7. So, ideally, I would get about 8 at 500 today just to make sure that I'm, in a similar level of strength. That said, I don't know. We'll see. Feels heavy, and admittedly, it's a little cold in my garage today. I'm sure you can tell by the hoodie, but it's like 60 degrees in here. So, I feel okay for the most part. Just my hands and feet are cold, which is impacting my grip. And the body won't lift what the hands can't grip. So even with stretch, stretch can mitigate that. So we'll see. I'm already making excuses before I've even done this set. I know that's quitter talk. So if I get 8 reps with this, I checked it out. It means in 2 weeks when I deadlift again, because I'm taking a deload next week, I'm going to be doing a set of. It's just going to be one set of 2 because it's like my peak week, but it's going to be 530. So we'll see if we can pull 530 for a double 2 weeks from now. All right, give about 30 more seconds before we do this next set. All right, it's 2 minutes. Let's get another set in. toes. One, two. Oh, so one of the things to visualizing during that is during the deadlift, your back, it works your back, but it's an isometric thing for your spinal erectors. So really the muscles in your lower back, they are supposed to be set, and then they don't want to move. They keep your spine from flexing downward. You don't want to be pulling with your back. So one of the things that kind of helps me to visualize like a scissor jack. I want my hips to go forward, and I want my knees to come back. So it's kind of a hinge. This movement. And just sometimes when the weight gets heavier, visualizing that helps me to keep squeezing and moving up. I know that delightful visual is with you for the rest of your life. We're going to give it a couple minutes to rest, and then we're going to we'll reach back up and get as many reps as we can in there. Once again, did 505 for 7 2 weeks ago, so hoping to hit at least 8 reps today. But what was I going to say? When I hit those 7 reps, I didn't have working sets before that. It was just kind of a 505 and then let it rip. This one I've already got 4 under my belt before I'm even starting, so we'll see how that impacts it. I think a week ago too, I was talking about the 2 different types of hypertrophy. The myofibrillar, which I remembered, and then the second one. And I looked it up, and now I'm already forgetting it. I think it was like cytoplasmic. But basically, it's the amount of fluid retained in each one of your muscle fibers or cells. So it adds to the overall volume of the muscle and lets you store more, glycogen, which is fuel within the muscle cell itself, but it doesn't really contribute to strength directly. So that's like what a lot of the bodybuilders are going for, is that volume to get big muscles, right? When those muscles get bigger, it's, a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle, but generally it's most of that adaptation is increased water and glycogen within the muscle. One of the things that helps, speed that along is creatine. Helps your, water or your muscles keep more water in them. And then the work, makes it so that your body recognizes you need more fuel in your muscle cells, which increases storage capacity of glycogen. And I think the weight was like, for every unit of glycogen you have, there's 3 units of water contributing to that weight. So that's like sometimes when you lift, you might go to bed at a certain weight, and then you wake up in the morning and you're 8 pounds lighter. It's a lot of that weight. It's water weight. The more muscle you carry, the more your water weight will fluctuate. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, I've been rambling for 3 minutes. Gonna give it about another 2. Get a nice 5-minute breath or rest. That way, just ready to crush this set. I'm sure this makes for fun watching, though. Just me rambling in front of a camera. So this will be the last working set of deadlifts. After this, I'm going to lighten the bar to 405. We'll see how that feels. But we're going to do 3 sets of 5 of snatch grip deadlift. So the snatch grip, once again, it's like a regular conventional deadlift, but I'm going to have my arms out wider like I was performing the snatch. And the point of that is it helps strengthen your upper back, and it's like the proprioception of your body. Like, you are more aware of what your upper back is doing during the movement. And then just the fact that your arms are wider apart, it kind of lengthens the range of motion. So it kind of acts as a de facto deficit deadlift as well. So I'm just going to do 405 on that one, see how it feels. Really, after gassing myself on 500 for reps, 405 might be heavy after that. So we'll see where we're at. But then while the bar is on the floor after deficit for the snatch grip deadlift, we'll go into barbell rows. On Tuesday, I was doing 250 pounds for 3 sets of 8. Depending on how my first assistance set of deadlifts go, I'm either going to do 4 sets of 8 at 250, or I'll see how sets of 10 feel. But we'll see if I want to do more volume or just more sets when the time comes. If I just add one more set of 8, that's actually more work than doing 3 sets of 10 by 2 reps. Math is fun. And then, of course, once all that fun is over, we'll strip the bar down to, I don't know, I might keep it at 275, and we'll just do 3 sets of 5 on pause squats, where we go down, rest in the hole for a second, and then pop back up. All right, and that's my 5 minutes. So let me re-chalk up, and then we'll see how many reps we can get here. One. 6. 7. 8. Come on. Woo! That's it. All right. That was rough. Ooh, let's get some. Gotta get some air in. Hold on. So, fun fact. Been eating Korean fried chicken for like the past 2 days. I was genuinely concerned. I was gonna have an accident during this set. I'm clean, which is huge. Woo! Felt good. We'll move into snatch group deadlifts in about a minute. For the record, Korean fried chicken, delicious, it's crunchy, spicy, it's sweet, everything a growing boy needs. Gives me strength. guess you're wondering, hey, is he stalling? Is he ever going to lift that weight? The answer is yes to both. One, yes, I am stalling. But two, I'm going to lift this weight. Don't worry about it. Just still a little out of breath. But Creed is starting up in the background, if you can hear it. It's going to inspire me to new heights. Might be because I'm 35 now, but I have unironically been getting into dad rock. These are bangers. All right. Oh, yeah, that's heavy. Whew. Sometimes, as you get stronger, you forget how heavy some of your lighter weights actually are. Like in your brain, once you deadlift 500 pounds, you're like, oh, 405. That's warm up weight, right? But don't get cocky, because even if it feels like warm up weight, it's still heavy. If you don't respect it, you're gonna hurt yourself. In my brain, 385 will always be heavier than 405, and that's because back when I first started deadlifting, I think my max was like 425 pounds back then, and I thought I was hot shit. So I was warming up, trying to get a max set, and I had 385 on the bar as I was on the path to my warm up reps, and I was in a hurry, and I just disrespected it. I lined up and went for a quick pull without really thinking about what I was doing, and I hurt my back, and I couldn't deadlift for like 4 weeks after that. Ooh, and to this day, whenever I just don't load 385 on the bar anymore, I skip it because yeah, there's just that mental, kind of like the first time you drink some sort of alcohol and you get really, really sick from it and are hungover the next day. Like the first time you have tequila, right? You're like, oh, this is fun. And you wake up in the morning, it's like something crawled into your brain and died. And just for the rest of your life, you can't look at tequila without your stomach turning. That was inspired by real events too. But yeah, that's 385 for me. It's a combination of weights that I don't like playing with. So, a long way to say, as you get stronger, don't stop respecting the weights. Because it'll just get progressively heavier and then theoretically more dangerous. But then, you're also better at the lift. So, what's that thing? A dangerous task done by a professional is less dangerous than or is safer than a easier task performed by an amateur. It's like getting an intern that only adds 10% to the amount of work you already got to do. If you don't drop everything, you've got to fix his mistakes in training, right? All right. I'm all over the place. Woo, I'm tired. Okay. 2 more. All right, that one felt a little better. What do you think? In the future, should I continue to keep the vertical orientation with my phone? Is it annoying to watch it in the YouTube player later? Should I flip it so it just takes up the whole screen? Oh, I might experiment with that in the next week or so. One more minute and then we'll knock out our last set. Good cardio. All right. It's only 225. That sunlight's a little disruptive. I'm gonna close the door. Yeah, that's better. Whew. All right, we're gonna launch into rows in a minute here. For me, rows tend to be easier after squatting than they are after deadlifting. Deadlift, especially conventional, works the lats. a lot the same way that a barbell row would. On the bright side, your lat's a big muscle, and it responds well to heavy loads and high volume. So, got that going for us. Give those thickness. All right, let's throw this around a little bit. So, leaning towards 3 sets of 10 instead of the 4x8. Less sets just sounds more appealing right now. And once again, just in case this is your first time joining me, I am in a peak phase on my program. So the goal is heavy weights. Even with like rows, it's a heavy movement this go around. So you're going to see a little bit more body English on my form because I'm using what to me is a heavy weight. In a month when I cycle back and do another base phase, the weight will be light and then the form will be better. So yeah, you're coming around in about mid-January, beginning or mid-January, yeah. Come back for great rows. All right, that's 2 minutes. You would think I would be better at removing my hand from these at the end of a set by now, but you'd be wrong. Still very awkward. So, I did. I went on LinkedIn a couple weeks ago, and I just asked people in my, professional network, what's the biggest impediment between you and working out, getting the exercise you'd like to get, right? And I mean, it's probably not a big enough sample size to be scientific, but it is a group of like 650 people. So I think it's indicative of the, problems a lot of people running into. But what it boiled down to was I don't have time. It's not a high enough priority, and other people need me all day, and I'm tired by the time I'm out of work. So once again, just another plug for the home gym. Saying I don't have time, like having the gym in your basement or garage, takes out the commute, the change, and a lot of the traffic. So that probably saves half an hour in your day right there. And if you've been joining my live streams the past week or so, you've been noticing that I've been finishing up in between 35 and 60 minutes. So you can get a good workout in what usually constitutes most people's lunch breaks, especially if you go in with a plan that you're dedicated. Like you're not bullshitting, playing around, being on your phone the whole time. Like you get in, do the work, get out. There is time in your day to do this. And people say, "Oh, but what about my lunch?" Like bring a Tupperware with you and eat it at your desk. A lot of people who don't lift are doing that anyway, and they're just answering emails or watching YouTube during that time. So it can be done. You've got an office job with no on-site gym. Oh, and you're there 8-9 hours a day. I get that. That can be hard to get your ass up in the morning, go to work, spend all day at work, go to the gym, and then come home, especially if you've got a family and kids who are waiting for you. You don't want to, you want to be home as close to 4:30 as you can, right? So you want to be there for them. So you don't want to be losing that. But really things I've done in the past, if you prioritize lifting, is get up an hour earlier. Like 5:45 sucks. It really does. But do it 2 or 3 days, you start to get used to it. Especially if you're getting to bed at a decent time at night. Like try to be in bed by 10. Don't watch TV. Focus on sleep, that sort of thing. Or what I did when I was deployed is I'd be up at 6 in the morning for work, and I would work till 9 or 9:30 p.m. and then it was just a matter of getting back to my boots at 10 p.m. essentially, and then go lift till 11 and then go to sleep. It sucked, but it's something you got to make it a priority. It's not going to happen by accident, and there are options to work around it. Oh, that was my 3-minute ramble before doing my last set of rows. Pocket glove. All right. So, full disclosure, I don't know if I'm looking forward to these squats or the barbell rows left, but less. That's all I got left. So, we're going to take our time putting on our shoes. So I don't have great ankle mobility. So it's easier for me to get down in the bottom position and squat with these shoes on. Another thing to keen observer. You might notice is that I'm constantly fixing the waistband on these pants. I'm embracing the seasonal bulk brought to me by, cold weather, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So I'm about 15 pounds heavier than I was when I got these pants. So they're a little tight. So as I bend over and move around and such, they just tend to ride down. And the belt makes my shirt ride up, so get plumber crack. That's one of the fun things about getting big in the gym, I guess, is new clothes. I'll lose the weight again in the spring, so I'm not too concerned about it. But one thing that I kind of forgot to take into consideration for getting dressed today is hard to squat in these bad boys, I'm not gonna lie. It's like they stop me 5, 6 feet of the way down. You know what? I was talking big earlier, saying I was going to do 275. Starting to feel it in my lower back a little bit, so I'm just going to do the same 250 that I was doing rows with. Once again, this is 3 sets of 5. We're going to go down. We're going to pause in the bottom position for a second or two, and then we're going to pop back. I believe. Full disclosure, not only am I recording with my phone, but it's also controlling my job. Bear with me. There we go. That's good. All right. All right. One. So, not my proudest squats, but we're doing them, and that's what matters. Perfection is the enemy of the good. Whew. I don't know if this is getting picked up, but I'm listening to Ascension by Curse Within. Found it on a meme on Instagram, and it slaps. I've been listening to it on repeat for like 4 days now, so I'm sure I'm going to get sick of it soon, but for now, we're in the honeymoon period. I can't get enough of it. Check them out. Actually going to turn it up. Told you I was going to get a new haircut. That was embarrassing. So, the astute observer might notice that on my squats, I go down and my butt shifts up and my shoulders don't really move, and I just kind of good morning the weight up. I'm aware of it. Probably what does that is that my hips and the glutes are a lot stronger than my quads, so my quads kind of chicken out until it has a more advantageous position mechanically, and then they kick in. So ideally, I would go down and I would maintain that back angle and come back up. Something I'm working on, but one of the things that the front squats are helping with is hitting my quads, but that is something that I've been working on for years now. Oh man, one step left. Time flies when you're having fun. And not to say, told you so, but it's 12:53. So once again, we're on track to complete a rather vigorous workout in less than an hour. So it's possible to make time. That's mostly what I want to drive home, is that even if you're busy, you can find time for this. I believe in you. All right. Well, that wraps up Thursday. Join me tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, for overhead press.
Have a good one.